It is a World Cup of peace, but not literally, as Ghana will be going to war against Uruguay and contest against a nation that denied Africa an opportunity of making to the semi-final of a FIFA World Cup in South Africa. Revenge for the hand of Suarez. And still on World Cup stories, let's go on Zoom and speak to former Black Stars assistant coach Ibrahim Tanko. He's been close to the team. He's been scouting for the team. He's led the team as an assistant to the African Cup of Nations in 2019 when he was assistant to Kwesi Appiah. Ibrahim Tanko, we appreciate your company this morning. How are you?
Good morning. I'm fine. How are you?
I'm doing good. Tell us briefly, what do you make of Ghana's group? Ghana, Portugal, Uruguay, South Korea.
Thank you very much. Let me say hi to your viewers and wish Ramadan Mubarak to all Muslims in the world. May Allah accept our ibadah.
Amen.
Yeah, I mean, it's a very familiar group. I mean, Portugal is the team that we played last at the World Cup when we lose 2-1 and Cristiano Ronaldo scored. And when you look at the Portugal team right now, I think they are more talented than the one we play. Because when you look at the individuals, the teams that they play, it's going to be a very, very good team to beat. And then you look at Uruguay, a team that every Ghanaian is familiar with.
Yeah.
I mean, when you think about what Suarez did to us, many people obviously are looking forward for some sort of revenge.
Yeah.
And you don't want them to beat you twice. So I think it's also a very, very tough one. In South Korea, we played them in the build-up of 2014 final game when we won 4-1, I think, and Jordan scored his hat-trick.
Yeah.
So every team in the Ghana's group is familiar proposition and it is a proof dicey, but I think it's manageable. They are a much tougher group in the draw, so I think we can manage this group and to go to the next round.
So we couldn't have asked for a better group than the ones we got, right?
No, I think we have to be fair. When you look at the group of Spain and Germany, Japan, these are more tougher than ours. So I think this one is manageable.
You have been close to this very team. If you were in charge of the Black Stars right now, what would get Ghana to be ready to compete against these nations we've been paired with?
First of all, I think we have to commend the technical team. I mean, they have done a marvelous job. When you look at these two games, they are in charge. You could see that there are a lot of changes in the setup of the national team, the way they play. And I think the players and the autos and group team and technical team ensemble is a very good one, and we still have some players that can come and join. So I think we also have a very good side this time. So we can also try to win the group if possible and then move forward. But I think the technical team are doing very, very good job.
You have scouted for this Black Stars team, Ibrahim Tanko. If you look at the current crop of players assembled by the technical team, what are some of the areas that must be fixed as we head to the World Cup? Hello, Tanko.
Hello.
Yes, I said you have scouted for this team, and my question is, heading to the FIFA... Yes, I'm here with you. My question is, as someone who has scouted for this national team, we are heading to the World Cup. What are some of the gray areas that we must fix to be ready to compete against the
I didn't hear you well because my...
So my question is that...
Hello, Mukhtar.
Yes, Tanko, I can hear you. My question is, which areas should be fixed as we head to the World Cup?
Obviously, it's our striking department because, I mean, when you look at our back and the midfield, I mean, there are fantastic players over there. And we need one or two good strikers to add to what we have. And I think when we have that, we can go far.
Which of the nations do you think will be much of a bigger threat to the Black Stars?
And I think when you look at all the teams that qualify,
yes.
You go through qualification. Some of them even beat the bigger countries that we think they might be at the World Cup. So I think we have to take it game by game. Any opposition that comes, because if you want to go far, you have to play every opposition that comes on your way. And I think we are going to be ready to face anyone.
Now tell me, if you were at the dugout, Ghana lost to Portugal, Ghana lost to Uruguay. In the minds of every single Ghanaian and everyone who likes the Black Stars, they go with the mindset of less revenge. Are we going to the World Cup to revenge the defeats to Uruguay, especially, and Portugal?
No, I think we are going to the World Cup to beat them. If we beat them and it happens to be revenge, then it's good. But I think we are going there not only because of these two things.
Okay.
Obviously, they are in our group, so we have to try and beat them. But I think we have to concentrate in all the tournaments. As you said, we have to scout a lot, because we have to scout the team that we are going to play in the group, and then possible the next group. So I think we don't have to rely on Portugal and Uruguay. We have to just set up our team very well and face any team that comes.
My final question, just before I let you go, and it has to do with the personnel we've got at the technical team. People say it's a consortium of coaches. At this point, it's still not clear. Would you advise that the technical team that qualified the Black Stars to the World Cup should lead the team to the World Cup? Would you advise so?
Oh, yes. I think if there's possibility, they have to do it. Because as I said, when we look at these two matches, the changes they brought in, these are technical brain that we example. Chris Hughton, Otto and
George
Didi
Boateng,
Boateng. He definitely is one of the best we assemble. So, and I'm sure that we are going to go far.
Any final words you've got, Coach?
Oh, yes. I think the most important thing is to come together. When you look at these two matches against Nigeria, you can see that Ghana is one. You see that every section of Ghanaian want us to qualify. And then you saw the support in Kumasi when the stadium was so full to the capacity. And then when we went to Nigeria, you saw it also. So I think the technical team had the team, and the team are disciplined now. I hope that it will continue like that, and we see what will happen at the World Cup.
I appreciate your time, Ibrahim Tanko, Technical Director of Accra Lions, former Black Stars assistant coach. Thanks very much for joining us for AM Sports.
Thank you very much.
That is Ibrahim Tanko, a former assistant coach of the Black Stars and currently the Technical Director of Accra Lions Football Club.